Oh, okay. The song is playing in my head, but we just lost the chat, so I'll be right back. Okay. So there's a song playing in my head, as there usually always is as we start messages. Please take what resonates and discard what doesn't, as these are general messages. I am a channeler, a psychic. Okay, so this is how things come out. I get random messages from the ether from my guides, so that's why it's take it or leave it. Okay. We do have personal messages going on right now, personal readings. whitneymoonshine.com is how you get in touch with me. There's also social media. That's all in the links in the main page. Okay. So now that we've gone through that, oh yeah, the song is You Found Me by The Fray. It's been playing. You Found Me. Is it The Fray or Lighthouse? Doesn't matter who sings it, but the song is called You Found Me. Okay. Something about you found somebody, or somebody is going to find you. I don't know. So give me this first message, please. Release desire to control. Self-love. Okay, and then our future card, please. Losing her, the only one who's ever known who I am, who I'm not, and who I want to be. Okay, so this is a big message coming in. Release desire to control. So in the recent past, okay, or past with this person, you're dealing with somebody that you had to let go of. Okay. They weren't somebody that you could hang on to. If you were going to try to hang on to them, it was going to hurt you. Okay. Because it was a beautiful thing and you can't hold on to something beautiful. You have to let it go or you're going to kill it. You're going to destroy it. Okay. And look at, there's the hammer. Kind of like this, you know, like if this had a, you know, if you had tried to hold on to this rose, see how she's bleeding, trying to hold on to those thorns, like you had to try to hold on to this, it would have hurt you, right? It would have made you bleed. It would have destroyed everything. Okay. So you had to let something go. Okay. This is just an analogy. Take it if it resonates. You had to let something go because it was sabotaged. Well, there you go. Maybe it was sabotaged. What is this? Kisses. Oh, that sucks. You let go of something that you loved a lot. Like a lot. That's why it fucking hurt so much. It sucked to have to do it, but it was sabotaged. It was ruined. It's like I see, you know, like a race, you know, when people have those numbers on their chest, like I see a race or something. And I don't know if you've seen the movie Houses That October Built, but there's a part 2, and in part 2 they do this zombie run, and they have to have the numbers on. That's what I just saw, and they have to run around these people that are zombies, and you can't get touched by a zombie or you're out of the marathon. I don't know where that just came out from, but maybe you need to see that movie. I was actually thinking about the movie the other day. There's part 1 and part 2, and it's it's like a Blair Witch kind of situation. It's they carry their own cameras, they film it all. It's kind of a no-name director, and they actually got pretty good reviews about these movies. They're great movies, okay? Plus October is coming up. Okay, keys on a ring. One night stand. Okay, so ooh, this sucks. Okay, so I feel like in the recent past or in the past, you had some type of one night stand with somebody, or you had a very short relationship with them where it wasn't exactly like you didn't commit to one another. You didn't put a ring on it. You didn't decide you're a boyfriend and girlfriend. You didn't pass the 3-month probation period. Okay. Because it was sabotage. And it sucks because I think you really, really liked it. I think you really wanted to be there. I think you really wanted to work there. I think you really wanted to love it. Okay. So in the current situation, we have self-love regarding this situation, which is mask. Okay. So right now, even in current situation, I feel like you have not revealed how you feel about this person. It might just be, because if it was cut off, you might be one of those people that is just used to getting sucker punched all the time and just used to getting kind of shooed to the side while everybody else wins and gets married and has babies and gets all these promotions. You might be just used to always getting kicked to the curb. So you don't necessarily, like, it's not that you don't love things, but it's very hard for you to admit that you love things or even want to love things because you feel like they're going to get taken away from you too quick. So it's like, why even fall in love with it? I know it's just going to be gone in a couple of months anyway, so there's no really point to it. And it's like you're gaslighting your own feelings about this person. Huh. Okay, so what is this current, or what's this future here? Reconsider, allow divine timing. Thinking about you. Look at. So this person that even you have decided to just not show your emotion towards, they are missing you as well. Okay, so what's this allow divine? Okay, these just jumped into my hand. Okay, they don't really seem. So what's this allow divine timing? Okay, so I definitely feel, okay, like there is some type of block with somebody or some situation that you're kind of like gaslighting yourself in, as if you haven't let them know how you feel. You haven't even let yourself know how you feel about it. Okay. This person, somebody had a block. I mean, you both might have. I don't want to just like sound like I'm blaming it on one person and like the other person's just completely fine. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like there has definitely been a block. Okay, like maybe this person that maybe they wanted you to control them, and you knew that if you tried to control them, you were going to ruin it. Okay. Because it was just too beautiful, right? The relationship was too beautiful. The person was too beautiful. The work was too beautiful. It couldn't be controlled like that. Okay. Even though maybe they are used to being controlled or they're used to being restrained some way in relationship, maybe that's not how you wanted to do it. So you just kind of said, okay, well, I'm not going to abuse the situation like that. So I'm not going to do it. Okay. Let's see. Again, I'm still hearing the fray. Okay, give this to me in tarot. Enduring challenges. Persistence. Okay, so if there is something in your past, okay, or someone in your past that you didn't have a good start with, okay, like I said, I don't know if it was a one night stand and like maybe you got stage 5 clingy right away with this person and just like fell in love with them like right away, and something happened and it wasn't going to be the relationship that you thought it was going to be, so somebody pieced out. Okay, it wasn't going to be what they thought it was. I feel like that was a test, you know? Because when they look back on it, if you're the only one that never controlled them and you're the only one that said, listen, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to control. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to treat you like a fucking baby. You're not a baby. You're not a kid. You're a grown-up. You can't act like a grown-up. You can't pay your own bills. I'm not going to fucking tell you how to do it. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to be your mommy. Okay? I'm not going to be your fucking mommy. That's not how relationships go. Some people love relationships like that. Some people love mommy daddy roles. Okay, I'll treat you like the mommy, you be the daddy, and this will just have a lovely little family. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Okay, I'm just saying this a little bit different. Maybe it was a little unconventional with you. Okay, and maybe that's what this person thought they wanted. I mean, for years, I thought I wanted kids. I thought I wanted things that, you know, because my father said I wanted them, and my stepmother said I wanted them, and society said I should need them and want them. But unless you really want something, why the fuck are you listening to what society thinks you should have? You know what I mean? Because society, from what I can see, is doing it all wrong. Okay, they're not doing it the way that I would fucking do it, that's for sure. But not everybody does it the same way. Okay. So 6 of Wands, 4 of Wands. It's like you have the victory and then you have the party. Not the party, then the victory. With something. Okay, so if there is something that you feel like you are gaslighting your feelings towards, okay, because possibly you feel like it's going to control you or it's going to she-devil you, it's going to take over your life, it's going to tell you what to do, it's going to tell you how to dress, it's going to tell you how to act, it's going to tell you what to drink, it's going to tell you to be home when the fucking street lights come on, it's going to tell you to drink, it's going to tell you to fuck around, it's going to tell you to lie, it's going to tell you, you know, all this shit to control you, okay? What is this? Yeah, difficulty committing. See? Okay, so you dealt with somebody in the past that like you fucking loved, okay, and they had some type of huge intimacy problem. That's why that's the whole controlling thing. Like they wanted a mommy. They didn't want a partner. They didn't want somebody to grow their life with. They wanted somebody to tell them when to come home. They wanted somebody to, you know, just be there, a warm body in the bed. Okay, they weren't really looking for anything beyond that. Maybe they didn't see relationships as beyond that, as a beyond somebody just being there at home for you, somebody that you just live with, somebody that you just, you know, take up time with, right? Like if you don't know anything beyond that, then yeah, a basic relationship is just going to be like that, okay? So now it seems like somebody's getting some clarity. Like now they've grown up. Like maybe this person was very not mentally challenged or anything, but definitely just not in their feelings as maturely as maybe you were. Because if they wanted to be dominated in a relationship and told what to do, that's a very low vibrational relationship based on control, based on ultimatums, based on, right? That's abusive. That's not healthy. So no wonder they wanted to be controlled. They were used to abusive relationships that they were addicted to. And one night stands, okay, that should have stayed one night stands, but then ended up staying in their bed for 3-4 years. Okay? As opposed to the one who really loved them. Oh, okay. So, okay. If you were dating somebody, okay, in the past, and you really, really liked them, okay, what's up, Perfectly Imperfect? How's it going, buddy? Long time no see. If you were dating somebody, okay, and it did not go well, okay, and then they started dating somebody else. They started dating that other person because that other person did exactly what they needed them to do, and they got addicted to them right away. Maybe you were going to be a rebound. Okay. You know, because rebounds, when people do rebounds, it's because they just got out of a relationship of probably some type of controlling person or somebody that they were just, obsessed with. They need that obsession filled and that prescription filled very quickly after you take, the line out of their vein, okay? Because people get addicted to people and they siphon off them. When they don't have that energy anymore, they have to siphon off somebody else. Okay, I feel like they wanted you to be that person and you couldn't do that. That wasn't going to be your role, okay? You were just going to I just heard swap saliva with them and fucking sexual juices for a little while until they got over the fact that they didn't feel like they were good enough for people because they got broken up with, right? So they were going to try to use you to get their mojo back. But you really liked them. So this didn't work out the way that they wanted it to, or the way that they thought it was going to. And it did not work out the way that you thought it was going to. Okay. So many wands here. This person could be a fire sign. They could be a Capricorn fire sign. Okay. Advance to the next stage. Okay. Okay, so the 5 of Wands just came with the Foresight card, and then the Abundance Queen, the Queen of Pentacles. A kind and supportive partner, domestic harmony. I think that domestic harmony was something that they could not grasp. And I think they couldn't grasp it for a very long time because domestic harmony would not have been somebody telling them what to do and where to go and where to be and how to act and how to dress. And that wouldn't have been a good partnership, balanced partnership. Okay, so I feel like this person has grown up. Okay, what up with this not enough card? Yeah, see, this person in the past was very impulsive, okay? They were just completely driven by passion. And when you're driven by passion and there's no grounding there, like I said, there's all really fire here. There is, the Queen of Pentacles finally just showed up, but there really is no grounding here at all. So, look at somebody's up in the air. They're diving for things. They're jumping for things. They're scared. Okay, they're also at the same time determined to get somewhere, but then they think everything is a fucking dance off, everything's a fucking party. So I don't know if they've suddenly stopped drinking, right? Because maybe they are starting to understand the bad patterns of their past, okay? And, maybe you don't really drink, maybe you don't really party, right? Maybe you just are not in that category. so it wouldn't have been able to work. Okay, because maybe you do want to be a part of their life. Maybe you do want to socialize with them, but the socializing that they were into before, I think, would have ruined you. I don't think it was things that you enjoyed. You know, I see a lot of drugs, like my nose was really bothering me, and I was going to say something about propane, but I wasn't sure because like I've done propane twice in my entire life, 2 lines and that's it, and it almost killed me. Actually, no, I did it once. What am I saying? 2 times? Yeah, okay. 1 time, Whitney, calm down. Okay, and I have Crohn's disease, so I can't do that. It just settles in my stomach in this way. It makes me feel like I'm going to die. Like acid just dropped in my stomach, and like literally, it feels like I'm going to die. I'm in so much pain. But my nose was hurting. And that's one thing. I've dated a lot of propane addicts, let me tell you. Friday, Saturday night, that's fucking all they're doing. I didn't even know. I had no idea this secret propane society with people, because it's in the bathroom and it's sneaky and it's, okay, so much drugs, like so much drugs. I had no idea about any of it. I could barely even handle alcohol. Okay, so I don't understand the drug spectrum of how people are and how much they shame, hide, okay, because they can't drink anymore like the young ones, and they can't handle their booze, so they have to take all this other shit to balance them out because they shouldn't even be in that world anymore, right? They're outdated, outrated, and they need to move on. They need to grow up and do some other things. Not saying cut drinking out, but just stop with the drugs, stop with the partying all night, stop with the, 2 for a night. You need to like slow that down. I think somebody was a huge alcoholic. Okay. And maybe that's when you were with them. Okay. And that lifestyle has really drained them. Okay. They got financially drained. They got emotionally drained. They lost relationships. Then they started weak, very controlling relationships. Okay. But this person, they haven't seemed to stop. Okay. Like they keep going. And now another pentacle just showed up. So I feel like, they're prioritizing their bills. They have different projects on the go. Okay. Like they might, like I said, they might drink, but it might be a beer or 2 a night now instead of 10. Okay, just to get to bed or something like that. I do feel like somebody had a very bad drinking problem. Part of the she-devil. Okay, maybe their relationships made them feel like they need to drink because they were stressed out. Okay. Yeah, so whoever this person is, they have had some type of like, almost like psychological break. Okay, and I think they realized a lot of shit that they were getting old. Like time goes by pretty quick. You get old pretty quick, and the things that you did even last year might not have the same effect on your body as it did then. Like you got to let your body age. You have to let yourself adapt. You can't stay young forever. Remember that movie? I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie, but I think it was called Forever Young with Mel Gibson. I just recently watched that movie. My God. And then that movie and Radio Flyer. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Radio Flyer, but it was one of my favorite movies growing up. It was so emotionally tormenting that I loved it. I don't know why. Follow your path. Leaving an unhealthy relationship, dealing with abandonment issues, quitting an unfulfilling job. You see? So something is happening. Like this person has decided to turn the page and leave this old life behind. And they're finding it's working. Not going to the bar all the time. They like have a lot of money now. So they're able to do some other shit. Like, my God, I don't know how people can afford to drink or even smoke regular cigarettes. That shit is so expensive. Like, and it's not just like you're buying 1 pack. Like people are probably buying 4 or 5 packs of cigarettes a week. That shit's at like $25 a pack now. Like what the fuck? Like I can remember when cigarettes were under $10, and I'm pretty sure that's when I quit. Okay, I did not exceed the $10 max. Okay, Not that I can remember anyways. I mean, I'm sure I did, but I was retarded at one point in my life. Oh, good God. Look at that. Fucking tower is coming down. And then the 3. Woo! Okay, so we got the 3 of Pentacles and then the Wheel of Fortune. So with this one in reverse, so the tower was in reverse, and it says making necessary adjustments. Avoid risks in your career, surviving financial difficulties. I feel like whoever this person was that you were dealing with, or if this is you, or if this is the company, or if this is the situation, whatever it is, I feel like when you got out of their life, something happened and they needed to start to make some very different decisions so then their tower did not crumble on them. Because I think maybe they were looking for somebody to move in with them. Maybe they were looking for somebody to fill a void for them really quick so then they didn't feel the effects of this breakup that they were in, or this energy that they were in. Because like I said, I don't know if you were a rebound or something with somebody's relationship, because somebody was definitely wanting to stay single. Okay, they really weren't looking, okay, for somebody when somebody else was. Okay, it was 2 different relationship status quos, okay? So I feel like now both of these people, or this situation now, is finally lined up. I feel like it's finally in grace. The team members are finally ready, okay? Everything is good now. And then the Wheel of Fortune. Shifts in a relationship, adjusting to new dynamics, good fortune in your career, new opportunities ahead. So obviously, because of this person's shift, or because of the energy shift, now suddenly you can shift into the energy that you want now. Okay? It's like somebody was holding you back from getting somewhere because they didn't want to get financially responsible. They didn't want to get mature. So you were dealing with kind of a very immature energy at the beginning of this. Okay? And I don't really feel that way anymore. Yeah, see, balance, Sagittarius energy. I feel like this person has really fucking balanced themselves out. They have cut some shit out, okay, that they cannot or do not need anymore. They're very like king on the top of the mountain, you know, like they feel more grounded, yet they're enlightened and they're balanced and they've got some more patience. They're not just looking for somebody to jump in their bed anymore. They're not just looking for the next answer to all of their problems. They're just like living. Okay. And I feel like if that would have been the case before, it might have been okay. But because somebody was not prepared to mature in the relationship, unfortunately, somebody was too mature while the other person wasn't mature enough. Okay. So you can tell how it would have been very unbalanced. Okay, so then the Lovers just showed up. And I was just looking, her hair is really pretty. That's really pretty hair. I like how they did that. A balanced, loving, and supportive relationship. Okay, important career choices. There's generosity. So, and then with this courage, this, I do feel like this person just kind of adding to the problem was their fear of intimacy. Okay, maybe they had a fear of getting bored with somebody, so they wanted to keep it spunky. They wanted to keep it light and bright and keep bitches coming in and out of their doors all the time and not keep anybody around for too long. I kind of feel like now they're out of that phase, you know, like they might be looking to nest now as well. And 6-6 just came up because the Lovers is 6. And then the 6 of Pentacles just came up. So Clickety click, 66. Actually, I just saw another 6. I do feel like, yeah, this person was giving a very false appearance to people. Okay, as if they were playing detached, they were playing cool, they were playing, I just like people coming in and out, I don't want anybody slowing me down, I'm a one man kind of person, I don't want anybody else around, I just want, like they were kind of playing this like role, I think, for a little while. And it's funny I said that because in the Hermit energy is here, because I think they were hiding. I think they were cloaking a part of their personality. Okay. And maybe to appease people. Okay. Maybe to just gaslight themselves. I mean, maybe they were the gaslight. Maybe you knew your feelings towards them, but they gaslighted themselves. Okay. Because they just wanted you as a one night stand. And maybe you, like I said, somebody didn't want it. Well, somebody did. Okay. And it's kind of like that catch-22, right? Like, you want it when you can't have it, and then when you can't have it, you want it, and you want, like, it just like when you don't want it because you can have it, and it's just like, it just seems like a vicious cycle with somebody being up and down about what they want, not so much about the person that they so-called want. It's been about them. Like if they're going to get bored in this, or if you're going to turn out to be good enough for them, right? So I don't know if they were having some type of like crisis of the soul, okay? I think something was fucking with them for sure in their psyche. It could have been one of those things as well where they didn't know what they wanted, so it had to get taken away. Or this is you, it has to get taken away from you, so then you can live without it and feel if you really need it or not, or if you do really like it, right? So I don't know. I feel like divine timing is coming back up with this situation again. Okay. And because of the love, I think because of what the purity of somebody's feelings towards somebody is bringing the other person back in, because now they've fucked around, now they've had multiple partners. Now they've had, stringless relationships, right? They could have just did whatever they wanted to do, and now they might be coming back to, okay, so I kind of want to be in a relationship again, or I kind of, if this is like freelance, I kind of want to work for a company again, like somebody's wanting to get back into a relationship again. And like whatever that is, right? We can have relationships, like I said, if it was like somebody went nomad and they went on the road and they started selling out of their car or something like that. Now they want to get back into the business. They want to get back into the corporate life. They want to get back into the paycheck. They want to get back into something because they couldn't do it before. Okay, so if that makes sense, people, please remember they are analogies. And analogies are, they can go so many different ways. So remember that. I'm going into my dreams right now. In my dreams last night, I think it was sometimes I'm at a movie theater. And the movie theater changes sometimes. But I'm seeing an all red movie theater in my third eye right now. I don't know if you're going to the movies or what is this vision? I'm a little bit tired today. I've been having a relaxing day. I did laundry. I've just been eating. I'm a little bit tired. One of those days I need to like fill my energy cup up, I'm filling my energy cup up today. It feels great, people. I feel drunk. And I don't drink, so. But isn't that funny? I do. I feel drunk. I feel like, I just want to sleep and nap and just eat and do nothing. That's my day today. I hope you guys are having a good day. Holy moly. All right, last message, because I am getting tired. All right, here we go. No, I'm not doing questions today. Sorry about that. All right, last reading. We do questions at least once a week, okay? Okay, we have the Hangman, the Five of Wands, the Nine of Wands. Whew. The Ten of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So many wands. So much fire. I don't know who this fire sign is, but there's a lot of fire coming out. You might be rising fire. All right, Ace of Cups. 10 of Wands. Okay, so I feel like the Hangman, whoever this character is, okay, in the story, I feel like this person is getting awoken. Okay, I feel like they're getting awoken to something. Whatever this is, okay, this light bulb experience, it's kind of scaring them. The reason why I say it's kind of scaring them, because it's intriguing them, and they know at the same time it's dangerous, okay? And it is going to be scary, and there's going to be things that they're going to have to face, and they're going to have to stand up for things, and they're going to have to be strong and confident, okay? And possibly even scary at some points, okay? But the Hangman has not been doing much. He's just been kind of hanging out, okay? And I think he needs this to spark him alive again. Okay, so there's almost like somebody that is, I think they've been very dormant with their heart, perhaps. Dormant with something that they love very much. And I feel like there's going to be something that reaches out to you. Somebody is going to communicate with you. And the thing is that it's the scared person. Somebody is scared to communicate with you, but it's more the position that they're in is making them scared. It's not what they have to say or what they have to do. It's coming back to life again and having to do something. That's what's scaring them, because it's almost like maybe they've just been dead or playing dead for a very long time. And they can't play dead anymore if they want to do this. They're going to have to be alive. And they're going to have to play the shit out of this role, because this is a big role to play. Okay, this isn't the fuck around role. Okay. Yeah. 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, like somebody goes, this is a very big change. Okay, it goes from everything going wrong and everything falling apart to success, like financial success. Okay. Communication for the right reason, like the right offer, the right angle, the right communication, the right message, the right, okay, just, I don't know if you've been waiting for an offer, this is it, okay? Because you bidding on it would have been the thing that made the Hangman move into something that excited them and something that they really loved, right? But you're waiting for a response or something. There could be a lot of people fighting for this. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm not going to be able to stop yawning now. Okay, so Justice is here, Libra energy. With the Fool, that's like, I like to think the Fool is like Aries energy starting off. Okay, getting that ambitious run to go. Okay. I feel like it's 3-3. I almost feel like something's gonna happen quick. Okay. Something that possibly has been dormant for a while. Okay, like I said, it might have been dormant because it didn't know what to say, what to do, where to go, how to act until it was ready. Okay, because of the power behind it, it's like somebody deciding to get pregnant. You know, like there's a lot of power behind that of what your body can do. That's going from 0 to 100 quick. Okay, communication, right? Do this. This is something that has been scaring you and you've been running from it. And now you need to embrace it and love it and open up the door to it if that's what you want to do. So with Justice, Nancy, I don't know if you've been doing your research on something that scares you, on something that not necessarily scares you, but something that it could excite you. It could just be nerve-wracking in general. It could be something that you feel like is going to motivate you, excite you, scare you in the best way, keep you on your toes. Okay. If it's something like that, then I would say that's what it is, because it's as if you choose to do it because you're being asked to step up to do it. That's what the hangman does. And that's what that's what I forget his name now. I had it. Eddie. Okay, Eddie steps up to the plate. Eddie is one of my favorite characters. He steps up to the plate. He protects everybody. He decides when it's his time to make the move, and he does it. And he shines so bright. Eddie kills it. And he dies. I mean, but he wants to. He wants to sacrifice himself for this. Okay? So I don't know if somebody is going to invest in something. Okay? Something that has been kind of taking up their mind space for quite a while. Maybe something like, you need to do this, you need to shit or get off the pot, make the decision, make the call, right? Put the bid in, at least try. Okay, so the universe is telling somebody to try. Okay, if something has failed in the past, you need to try again. Okay, because this is the perfect position for you. Perfect. Okay, it really is. There's all of a sudden all this money is coming in, and like that's Steve. Okay, Steve runs scoops. Okay, and all of these scoops are the pentacles. All these pentacles are here. Okay, so there is money somewhere in this, or something lucrative, something to buy, something to invest in, something to grow. Okay, perhaps a new crew of people. Like I said, new job. Suddenly you want to get off the Nomad Express and jump back into a team. Or was that the first reading? Because I mean, the Three of Cups is here. That's why I don't know. Okay, and then there's another team right here. So I'm like, was that the first reading? Because there's another team here, but whatever. There's teams everywhere. Okay. But you decide to do this because this is your calling. This is what you're supposed to do. It takes the hangman out of this very stasis energy and finally puts him into his place, where he plays out the rest of his role and he can die a happy man. Okay? So this next phase, I feel like, is what puts somebody into their level and they just kind of stay there. Okay? And then there's the Hierophant energy, and that's, like, I mean, it could be marriage. Okay? It could be commitment. It could be higher learning. Okay? Like, that's what the hangman has been wanting to do, is learn more about something, but they've been scared to do it because it was going to be, or is going to be, a big move for them. Right? But when you do the right investigation and when you do the right get the right information, and then you'll know, like, is this right for me or not? 5 of Cups and 9 of Cups. Okay, we're going to leave it at this. Basically, somebody has been missing out on something. Okay, and it's time that you get back into it, or you do this. You make the move, right? You make this brave move because you want to, because it involves your friends, it involves love, it involves something that you truly want to do, something that you have been thinking about for a while, okay? And I'm really getting the universe is kind of saying this is it. If you want to make a step towards something that is going to scare you, but yet invigorate you and rock you and get you back into your life, this is it. King of Cups. Like, you got to do something that you love. Okay. And you got to look up to the horizon about this and see the bigger picture that the universe is telling you. Okay. That this is something that you want to do. And maybe you've just been hiding it from yourself, but it's been communicating with you for a while. Okay. Whatever this next step is, I think you have your information. I think you have everything you need. I think it's just one of those situations where it might be just a little bit harder to make this move because you know it's real. Okay. And you know that there's going to be this domino effect I just saw in my third eye that comes after it. Everything is going to change. Okay. And that's the thing, is when these domino effects happen and when these events happen, they take a long time to transpire. Okay. But it's just little things that are this catalyst to this massive change that somebody's been wanting to make. I'm getting Alexis on Fire all of a sudden. And, you know, they have had this major comeback, okay? Like, they went dormant for a really long time, and then they came back and did an album just because their fans love them so much. Literally, I think that's what one of them said. So they just did another album because people like them so much. And now they are on tour again. And these guys have been around since, like, I was 13 years old. I think their very first Much Music video came out, and I think they were only 4 years older than me, or 5 years older than me at the time. Like, I didn't even know what this guy was singing. I had no idea what George was singing. I was like, what is this? I've never heard music like this in my life. Who is screaming all the time? And man, their comeback is beautiful. And I just said to myself, I was watching one of their performances and I went like, oh my God, I wonder how they all woke up in the morning, you know, like like, how much was your body hurting the next day, boys? I mean, you're pushing 50. Okay. Those guys are getting old. And it's just like, and they're still having fun and they're still rocking it and they're still doing it. And it's just like, they needed something to get them out of that hangman mode. You know, they needed something to ignite them and get back on tour and get playing music again and get in front of that crowd again, right? Everybody needs that spark, right? Because of the Ace of Cups, because you love it. But you can't do it all the time. And you can't, you know, these guys can't go on tour every single day of the fucking year, obviously, right? Like, there's things that, limitations that people have, that they can't necessarily do their job every day, okay? But they can make small moves towards it. And when you're ready to do it, oh my God. Okay. So, you see how Jonathan is on the bottom of the deck here? Like I said, I have had so much shit to do today, but I just like to sometimes put something on in the background as I'm doing all my chores. And something said, put on Stranger Things. I haven't watched Stranger Things for months and months. And since I finished it, I didn't really care to watch it again. But then something said, Spirit said, turn it on. And, you know, because I have the Stranger cards, okay, obviously. So I do like to watch it every now and then, just in case there's like an analogy for a card that comes up that I could use in the reading. So Jonathan's face kept coming to me in this specific part, and didn't really think anything of it, though. You know, like, I see visions all the time. I don't really think anything of it, but I was in between doing one of my jobs and I was actually watching it, and this came up, and I forgot. This is the part where his brother has gone missing, and he is driving in the car, okay, and a song comes on that he used to listen, that he introduced his little brother to. And so then he goes back into that memory of when he listened to it with Will for the first time. And because Will was just starting to, his little brothers are starting to get into, getting a little bit older. And this was a song by The Clash, Should I Stay or Should I Go? And you can see Jonathan he's crying. It's a little bit hard to catch up on camera, but he is crying because that nostalgic memory, okay, that just hearing that song brought him back into this memory, right, of his brother and how much he misses his brother. And I said to Spirit, I was like, well, I wonder if I'm just rewatching this right now just for this card, just for Jonathan, because I forgot. I knew that this was when a nostalgic moment when he was thinking about Will, but I forgot that it's because the song comes on the radio that he was listening to in the memory that sparks him to go back into his memory of his brother. Right. And I said, well, if Jonathan comes out, then that means that somebody is nostalgic memories of you are replaying in their head and they're getting emotional about it. And this wasn't really an emotional reading per se, but it does come through quite deeply with the person, with the hangman who feels scared, right? I feel like whatever it is they're going for, this could be a big decision for them, and something could come on the radio and a song. Like, I am very connected with music. Obviously, you guys know that. And songs can bring me back in time. Songs can put me back into a memory instantly, right? And it's like I'm there. I can smell the air almost of that memory. And time, I saw time as this wonderful analogy the other day with Spirit. And those fans that women use to fan themselves off with? They showed me that as, my spirit guides showed me that as time. And they said, because the fan, when it's like this, sometimes you get those, those really fancy fans, and there's like an image painted on the fan when it's closed. And then you open up the fan and then there's another image, right? It produces two different images depending on if it's open or closed. And Spirit told me that that's how I should see time, because when it's closed, right, when you're not really thinking about time, it's all relative. You're just in your general moment, you're in your present moment. But then when the fan opens and when time opens, there's all these parts that you can break down in your life and almost be back in, at least as if it feels like you were just there. Time is a weird thing. Okay. Try not to get caught up in it, because I'm not quite sure what it is. Okay. In regards to the mission, I know that time has to just be here in a sense where the gardens and everything just can't take the sun 24/7. They need a break, right? Or die of exhaustion. So I don't know exactly what time is, but it's all relative. Like it's not really what you think it is. Okay. Like I'm not quite sure. And I don't want to reveal all of the secret codes of what this life is, because it is cherishable. And I think it's one of those things that your guides need to tell you this world is. It's not really my place to tell you what this world is about, because your guides might be different. Your mission might be different. Even though we're all here, it's very different worlds for people. I feel like somebody recently heard a song and went directly into a memory with you. And it was such a strong memory that it made them cry, because that's how memory is. That's how time is. It might seem like it was 20 years ago and so long ago, but when you think about it and when that time folds up, it's right there. When it's extended and you are dissecting it and going through it, things can seem far away, but yet in a split second be folded up, and it's as if it was right there, right? People's wounds, people's scars, especially when something happens with somebody and you don't see them for a while and then you see them in public, all of a sudden that time, it might have been years ago that it happened, but suddenly that wound is open like it just did yesterday. Like you just got hit with them last week, So remember that, okay? Like I don't believe time is here to show you that you're dying or that you're one step away. I think it's here to show you that it's much more magical than that. It's much more universal than that. It's not, I don't believe, as cut and dry as what people think it is. I really think it's a lot more complex. There's a lot more into time than what we think. I believe anyways. Okay, so what you gave up 30 years ago, you might still want when you look at it today, right? And you'll remember how bad you wanted it back then. Like I had to write my stepmother the other day because this when I was very young, we moved into this house and we were allowed to pick our bedrooms, like obviously what kind of paint we wanted and how we wanted it decorated. And I really liked this kind of color red, like a maroon. And Cindy and Randy had painted their room this maroon color, and I liked it. And I wanted my room painted that color too. I still like it. As you can see, I have lip chap the same color as it. My lips are that color right now. Okay. And Cindy said, no, I wasn't allowed to have an all maroon room. Okay. That she was going to paint it the way that she wanted it then. So I was only allowed half the wall red. And then she spuckled this shit on top of like pink, red, and green. Okay, like it was like Christmas in my room all year round. Thanks, Cindy. Okay, because I wasn't allowed to have all red walls. As an 8-year-old, that's, even though I would still have my walls that color today. Oh, look at Gus is right here too. He's that same color, but Cindy said I couldn't have that color because she had it. Cindy would never share anything. Cindy is the biggest bully in the entire world. Okay, and she should never have had kids around her. But anyways. So we go to this flea market, and because now that she says we can pick out pictures. So all the while she's already taken half the paint away from me. Okay. Then she goes, what do you want as pictures? And my sister loved dolphins. Oh, she just loved dolphins. Her favorite movie was Flipper. She loved the Miami Dolphins. She always had dolphins. And I loved whales. Always loved whales. I still do. I watched Free Willy the other day. Literally, when I was sick, I told you guys that. And Cindy said, no, I wasn't allowed to have whales in my room because my sister had dolphins. So Cindy made me buy a bunch of kitten pictures. And she hung the cat pictures up in my room. And I still love whales, like I said. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of a whale. I drew a picture of a whale. Oh, there's a shark. Anyways, I love whales. I love orcas. I love humpback whales. I love blue whales. I love narwhal. I love so many different types of whales. Let me tell you, I love whales. Okay, always have. My sister doesn't really love dolphins anymore. Okay, fun fact for you. I still love whales. And so I had to email her. And I just said, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for bullying me. And thank you to my father for never standing up for his children because his wife was too difficult to deal with. And I said, thank you. Thank you for bullying me. Thank you for taking all my ideas away from me. Thank you for telling me I had free will, but then removing that free will and you now telling me what I want. Okay, because even as an 8-year-old, she did not give me free will. Even though she told me I had it, she took it away from me every time, every chance she got. And I noticed that Whitney turned out to be a little bit bullyish like that. I would take things away from people. I would say that I would do something and then I had the power of God all of a sudden. And I had to realize, holy shit, that is them. That is Cindy. That is Randy. That is Sharon. That is Craig. That is all my fucking parents lined up into one. They all played God. They all thought that they were so fucking powerful and so fucking important and so right that they just took children and just massacred them. And you might seem like, oh, taking your vote. Okay. I know that kids beat and I know parents beat. I know parents rape. Okay, you might think, oh, mealy little bullying, oh, okay, does that really kill you? Honestly, it scarred me as fuck. I'm still scarred by it. Okay, I still, there are little fuck you emails that I write to Cindy and my father all the time. My mother discontinued her Gmail purposely and changed her number so my sister and I could never get even with her and tell her how we felt. Cindy blocked my number. My father has my number blocked. I'm pretty sure they have me blocked on email as well, but I write the emails anyways because I don't give a fuck. I write the emails, I send them, whether or not they read them, I don't give a shit. Because you know who I know read them? I did, and God. And that's all that matters. And God was around when they were treating me like shit. Okay. So I still have beef with my fucking parents, and I probably always will. And if I have to write fuck you emails to their inbox or their spam accounts for the next fucking 20 years, trust me, even in their graves, I will write their emails. I don't give a fuck. They're going to get those messages whether they want to or not, whether they try to block me or not. I don't give a fuck. If you blocked somebody because you know they're trying to communicate with you because you did something wrong, fuck you. You know what I mean? You're trying to outrun your karma. You're trying to outrun what somebody wants to say to you. You're never going to. They will get their peace and their words with you one day. You can try to run and hide all you want, block their number, and block their accounts, and block their Instagrams. Trust me, they will have their fucking peace with you one day. And when they do, you better be willing to listen for being a fucking coward little bitch that said block instead of, okay, I'll talk to you. You know what I mean? So that goes both ways, people. Remember, I am also reading for your cross watchers that think that they run your life. Okay? What up, Steven? How's it going, buddy? Yeah, you missed quite a bit. I didn't even think I was going to make it to an hour, but we made it to an hour. And we're going to go now that I'm all wild up. This is my day off, and I'm taking it. So I'm going to peace out, but this was a very important reading, obviously. Thank you so much for liking the video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you guys do, okay? Obviously, everything is in the About section and on the main channel. You are coming in right at the end, Steven, but that's okay. I'm sure you were busy and had a life. All right, people, peace out. Okay, I am exhausted. I don't know what I was going to do. Friggin' tower down. All right, peace out, people. End it. There's no need to talk anymore. Oh, God.